Hi, Sarah Mack here from withsarahmack.com, and I'm very excited for this episode, which is all about how, since becoming a coach, I've been really obsessed with seeing the behind the scenes lives of mentors who are making loads of money and living freedom-filled lives they love. I absolutely love to know the specifics of what others are doing in their business, in their financial management, and in their life outside of business to sustain the ecosystem of the dream come true lifestyle. I want the juicy details and I always ask for them. Some mentors are more willing than others, and I'm really grateful for the women who have shared the details of what it really takes to be masterful in money and life. So while I'm still definitely a work in progress and not rolling in an unlimited supply of money, I'm definitely in a very different place with money now, and there are some really key habits, lessons, and practices that I have embodied that allow me to be in a calm, anxiety-free, peaceful, and much more empowered relationship with money, no matter how much is coming in or moving out of my bank account. So this is feeling rich to me. It's a feeling of freedom. Like I get to live a life where I get to do exactly what I desire, day in, day out, and where I work together with money to make all of my big, fun, creative dreams come true. And I'm living that reality now more than ever before. And I want to share how I got here with you in this episode today. So if you want my insights on the habits that make me feel truly rich and not like I'm overgiving from an empty cup or having to sacrifice things that I'm not willing to sacrifice to live my dream life and business, whether I'm reaching my next level income goals or not, you're gonna want to take notes and listen to this one. And you might be surprised by some of the things I have to share with you, or maybe not. So let's dive in. I'm actually in the process of writing a book about my relationship and my transformation around my relationship with money. And I'm just having so much fun, and it's such an incredible process to be, looking at my history with hindsight of, when I started to work on my relationship with money, what came up for me in that process, and the skills and the shifts that I've embodied that have allowed me to drastically shift my relationship from someone who was really avoidant, very anxious, and not taking responsibility in my relationship with money to somebody who's, really generated the power to make considerably more money, doubling my income 3 years in a row, doing only the things that I wanted to be doing. So the way that I define rich for me right now, where I'm at, is that I feel free and I feel calm, like I'm not in the constant grips of anxiety around money, which I'm going to be honest with you was my reality my entire adult life. I feel peaceful when I think about money. And I also feel creatively expressed, like I've carved out the time, the energy, the focus, and the resources and the support to be exploring my creativity and having the freedom to do that, which was always the intention behind my business. I also have the freedom of location independence, which was another really big driving desire behind why I started my business in the first place. So another aspect that I realized is really important in my definition of rich is resilience. So that's what being empowered in my relationship to money really means to me. It means that no matter what comes up, I can deal with it. I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to not take responsibility. I'm also not, hopefully not going to be massively triggered. And of course it's normal to experience a range of emotions around something that our security is so connected to. But having just like a bigger bandwidth and greater resilience is the thing that has brought me that sense of calm, has limited my reactivity, and just led to so much more clarity around the actions that I take that allow me to sustain that in my relationship with money and keep it in a healthy, balanced place. So this is the first aspect that I wanted to share with you around habits that bring this richness in life and all of these feelings and the capacity to be able to choose how and where I spend my time. Obviously, like, this is a spectrum, and I'm always working to get to that next level of freedom and abundance and money and cash flow and time freedom. And but where I'm at now is kind of like, I feel like I've made it. I feel like I've got to that place of peace and freedom that I was always striving to get to in my business. And the things I'm going to share with you are really the key pieces that have allowed me to be here now. I want to pop in here for a moment and make sure that you know that Tell Stories That Sell private mentorship is currently open for enrollment. So this is for you if you want dreamy clients who are a perfect fit reaching out to you in your inbox every single month. You want to spend less than 30 minutes a day on content creation so you can be living your dream life and business now. You want to grow your income while working less as you launch high-ticket coaching programs that serve more and more people in your community. You want to skip learning complicated marketing strategies, and you want to create social media posts that make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's exactly what's possible for you when you sign up for the Tell Stories That Sell private mentorship. You get one monthly one-on-one content strategy session with me to uncover the golden nuggets of your story with guidance on how to share them in your content so you have dream clients reaching out to work with you. You also get customizable trainings to intuitively navigate to what works for you that has worked on repeat for me and hundreds of my clients, with guidance to design a simple strategy you can start incorporating into your content creation immediately. You also get a template guide to follow until writing powerful stories that lead to sales just becomes second nature for you. You also get meditations to rewire any limited thinking about selling online being hard or not working for you, so you can tap into confidence that translates into sales. Plus, you get lifetime access to the 8 core trainings and bonuses from my Tell Stories That Sell curriculum to provide you with every strategic, mindset, and energetic tool required to attract dream clients on repeat every single month. I do have limited spaces available. This program will really set you up for success as an entrepreneur and bring you the clarity and the confidence to make sales on repeat as soon as you hit publish and take you to a 6-figure income in your dream coaching business while living a life of time, creative, and emotional freedom. This program is perfect for the entrepreneur who's already working with clients and who wants to raise her prices, be making more high-ticket sales, and working with even more, even better fit clients. This is also the skill set that will allow you to drop sales calls from your selling process if you would like to clear up some more free time on your schedule each week. You can sign up at withsarahmac.com/copy-coaching. So the first one is money management and knowing my numbers. Like, this is absolutely unavoidable. And know that I feel you if this doesn't feel easy for you. This felt so freaking hard for me up until very, very recently, and was a habit that, you know, like, I imagine people who just like never worked out, like, and then started trying to create a workout regime, like that type of challenge, something that I'd never created any habits around, had no knowledge around, had no support around, had very little education around. It's taken a lot of time, energy, and focus for me to transform my relationship with this. So the keys here, obviously I'm not going to go into everything because we don't have time for that right now, but the keys here have been working to know my numbers so that I can be spending less than I'm earning, or making investments and taking on debt in intelligent, like conscious ways. I was a massive overspender and very, very impulsive, and like didn't have any type of strategy or wasn't thinking anything through, just very negligent in my relationship with money and taking on debt. So actually moving into a place where not only am I making empowered and much more responsible decisions and being in that empowered mindset, but also like not beating myself up about it and not being in shame around it and not being in guilt around it, or allowing any of those heavier emotions around you know, like my past, my financial past, to be a reason why I don't think I'm worthy to receive my goals now. And you know, the other part of that is like also having goals and measuring progress and making habit changes to produce the desired results that I want. Knowing the numbers, knowing the incomings, knowing the outgoings, tracking it, being really in the day-to-day data collection of this relationship, not doing any guesswork, not taking anything for granted, and really knowing my numbers and making decisions based on the data and based on the numbers. We've had a lot of resistance around this in the past, but really doing the work to just sit down and move through my emotional triggers and get good at these habits is the thing that has created peace and calm in my relationship with money. So the next piece is really taking care of my health and wellness, because as somebody who has experienced a significant lack of health and wellness, having started my business in the middle of a giant burnout and 5 years of chronic fatigue and a lot of other health issues, I really learned the lesson that when we don't have our health, we literally, everything else doesn't have any meaning. If you don't have the baseline feel good to be able to enjoy other things that feel good, or to have the resilience to, go through the growth around the things that you want to make progress on and create in the world. So this just became the deepest embodied lesson for me, and that nothing takes priority over the actions and the habits and the activities that create that baseline level of a high level of health and wellness. And, similarly with my relationship with money, it took a long time of just taking the actions, cultivating the habits, continuing to show up for those things, even when I wasn't seeing results, even when it looked like no results were happening, trusting, the information, the research and the data that I had, been drawn to, and to try it out and to really commit to it until it worked. And, experimenting and being willing to try everything and find what works for me, find what makes me feel good, so that I can enjoy my life and my work, and I'm not coming from depletion or overgiving. So the things that I commit to and are non-negotiables for me, every single day, every single week, are things like breath work, daily yoga, daily walks in the park. That is why my one non-negotiable of where I choose to live is it has to be walking distance to a nice park that feels good, where I feel connected to nature, because this significantly has changed the quality of my life, and I'm very aware of this. Rest, making sure that I rest daily and I get to bed early and I sleep well. I'm a real stickler for sleep. Having nutritious home-cooked food, making those dietary choices with every choice that I make. And I'm not I used to be very, very strict around my diet because I had such extreme health issues. Thankfully, now I'm in a place where I do have more leniency. My sensitivities have gone down, and I am able to really go with the flow, and it's not such a big deal if I stray from my very, very healthy diet. But I know that the more frequently I can make better choices, higher quality choices, it's just going to produce a higher quality life for me. So I'm very motivated to always be very consciously making those choices as often as I can. And then working with a care team, so a therapist, osteopathy, acupuncture, prioritizing social time with people who feel really nourishing for me to spend time with, not spending time with people who feel draining for me to spend time with, and just telling the truth to myself and in my relationships, having my back, taking care of myself, taking really high level care of myself on repeat, day after day, week after week, which has really allowed me to build strength and resilience consistently. And I've been able to take on bigger and bigger challenges and feel less sideswiped when, life throws a curveball, which it inevitably will do. And then the final thing that really makes me feel very rich and abundant is being able to say yes to my creativity and play, and just having fun, following my soul and expressing myself. And this to me is the definition of living my dream life, and being able to say yes to the things that I'm really excited to say yes to, which for me is usually creative play centered around writing. I'm currently writing my book. I'm fully committed to that. I have a coach who's supporting me with that. and music, and really like exploring songwriting, exploring my voice. I have a coach who's helping me with that. Like, I've got actual time on my calendar set aside for the things that my soul is craving to express itself through. And that was always the vision behind my business. And so, you know, I always found small ways to be doing all of these things, even when I didn't have the support, even when I didn't have that much free time, even when I didn't have that much health or bandwidth. And it did feel like a stretch, and maybe I did feel like I was overgiving. But it's when I find more spaces to give to myself, I'm growing my capacity, I'm growing my strength, I'm growing my resilience, I'm growing my skills in all of these things that, you know, have just been snowballing and building with like incremental, like 2% increases day by day by day, even if it's like a 5-minute break to just play guitar and do some singing, or, you know, doing like a 10-minute walk, even if I didn't feel like I had time for a longer walk, and then just being, you know, collecting data, like knowing when I show up for these things, when I show up with consistency, what changes, how do I feel? And when I start to do more and like create bigger pockets of spaces for those things that nourish me, that make me feel rich, that make me feel like my life is worth living, and they fill me up, and seeing how that grows my capacity to make more money, to show up bigger in my business, to take more risks, and to, grow in all of the ways that I'm really interested in growing in. Saying yes to things before I was ready, maybe before they even felt good, but I knew it was an aligned desire for me. You know, that's been the path that has really led me to being in this place of freedom and peace and expansiveness and fun that I find myself in today. So, of everything that I've shared, tune into your intuition. Like, what really stood out to you? What really resonated with you? What are you being called to focus on that you know will really move the needle for you in terms of giving you some more bandwidth, giving you more wealth, giving you more abundance and freedom and fulfillment in whatever way that looks like for you? Do that in the next 24 hours. Take an action, you know, prove the stories in your head wrong, that you're not good enough, you're not capable, you don't have the time, you don't have the resources. Prove all of that bullshit wrong, and take a stand for the life that you desire to be living, and live your richest life now. So I'm actually working on a really exciting new free resource for you, which is called the Cash Injection. And it's one process that I use to just bring in quick, fun, immediate money, and to really tap into and hone my ability to be able to do that in my business. So whenever that's ready, I'm going to drop the link below. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm going to be promoting it on my social media as well. I cannot wait to get this into your hands. And let me know what came up for you. Please share this with anybody you know deserves to be living a rich and happy and freedom-filled life. And please, please, please reach out to me, share what came up for you, share your comments. Please leave the show a review on iTunes. And thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye. For more inspirational content, head over to my website withsarahmac.com, and please support the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing.